Is the world getting hotter? Yeah, some of us may be knowing that in the last 5 to 10 years that the world seems as if it's a little warmer. Them summers seem like they've been a little longer, been extended in certain places from May all the way into November and even December. Is the world getting warmer? And the answer, the easiest thing to accept is that it is. The world is indeed getting warmer. But why is the world getting warmer? Is this just due to global warming? Is this what they meant by global warming? That we will be creating a greenhouse effect? We will have done submerged the earth into a pressure cooker? Yes. The world is getting warmer, and this is indeed what they mean by global warming. No, you're not tripping. No. Okay, you're not just hotter than usual for no reason. Your body has yet to evolve to the heat that we are feeling today. This is new heat. And with new heat brings new light. But let's first dive in to the reasons the world is warming. And let's just look at the summertime in general, which is at its peak in July. It begins at June 21st, but it is at its peak in July. And if you didn't know, the sun is its farthest from the earth, okay, in July. Yeah, I know. We would have thought that the sun and the heat that we are feeling is at its closest in July, but in all actuality, the sun is its farthest in July, and it's its closest to the earth in January. Okay? And this is why it's actually hot, or hotter. Why is this? Because when you shine a light over a thing, more light in the spectrum of the light, okay, reaches the surface when the light is farther. When the light is closer, less light penetrates the surface. So, as it relates to the sun, since the sun is closest in January, we also see winters across the globe. Okay? And since it's as farthest from the earth in July, we see drastic heat. That's why we have summers. Not because the sun is closer, but because the sun is farther and the spectrum of light is increased. More light covers the surface of the planet, so therefore more heat covers the surface of the planet. Okay? So, not only considering that being the reasons we are in different seasons, but also that being the reasons we have our winters and we have our summers. Again, the winters in January 1st, okay, the sun is closest to the earth. And then in July, our summers, the sun is farthest from the earth. Farthest from the earth increases the spectrum of light we can receive. Imagine the pyramid and the sun being a cornerstone of that pyramid. Okay? The highest that pyramid go, the more light we receive. The lower, the smaller that pyramid, the less light we receive. So that's the first reasons why we experience winters and summers on the earth. That's the first reason. Now, considering global warming. Global warming is a real thing. Global warming is the catastrophic series of unfortunate events that have led the earth to increase its heats, its thermal activity. And as the heat on the earth is increased, the species on the earth is changed. We are being stressed out on a physical level and also on a mental level. More is being required of you because the sun is pulling more energy from you. Okay? So, what is causing global warming? We have to look into this. We know global warming is there, but what is causing this greenhouse effect? This overproduction of carbon dioxide is causing this greenhouse effect from us burning fossil fuels, from us burning oils, gases, coal. Okay? And also the deforestation of the earth, removing and cutting down the trees. See, the trees cool the earth. Okay? By making almost like places for the carbon dioxide to go. I forget the exact word I'm looking for. Okay? We are making, the trees would have given a safe place, okay, to store the carbon dioxide that we receiving in the atmosphere. Okay? And this would balance the Earth's temperature. But through deforestation, deforesting the earth, cutting down the trees, the important trees, okay, we are now consuming more carbon dioxide. That's what you're breathing out. You breathe in oxygen, breathe out carbon dioxide. Feel how cool your breath is when you breathe in and then breathe out. Hot. So that's what we're receiving. That's what's happening to the earth. The earth is breathing hot air. And there is no escape. Okay? So that's global warming. Okay? Because we aren't using more reusable energy. Okay? Like solar energy. Okay? Like more green energy. We can be using more reusable energy to help keep the production of carbon dioxide down. And now we must consider these data centers. The data centers are using an abundance of energy. Okay? The data centers are using an abundance of energy. Hold on, y'all. I'm using an abundance of energy in this moment. The data centers are using an abundance of energy. And since we have an increase of AI, an increase of production of artificial intelligence, and also these data farms, we also have an abundance of energy, an abundance of carbon dioxide being produced. This past summer, over 1,000 French people have been unalive due to the heat. And not just in France, all over Europe, we are experiencing extreme heats. And yes, the heat is taking lives. Okay? And yes, throughout the Americas, we are experiencing extreme heats. Multiple days over 100. So if you ask if the world was getting hotter, the answer is yes. If you feel warmer, this is because you have not evolved into the creature that can withstand all this heat, because the heat of the earth, the temperature of the earth is increasing at an expedited rate. It's expedited. The universe could have balanced this out as the earth orbits the sun. This could have been balanced, but human beings are cultivating their own demise by ways of creating these data centers, by ways of deforesting the earth, by ways of increasing our production of fossil energy, oils, gases, and our carbon dioxide production. We are doing this ourselves. We are manufacturing a hell-like reality. We walking through Hades. And you finna get darker. That's why Haiti is dark. We walking through Sheol. And even if you got the right shoes on, it's not going to help you. The earth is going to increase in energy. And now, what is this doing to our mentalities? The heat is doing something to our minds. It's causing us to be more frustrated. It's causing us to be more flustered. It's causing us to be more emotionally overwhelmed. Because with the heat comes also new information. You're not just being hotter, you're also receiving more information. It's like when you run the computer for a long time, or when you run your phone for a long time. It is more information. That location stayed on. That Bluetooth stayed on. Find My Phone is still on. You're picking up on more information. Okay? So, the heat is stressing us out in a certain type of way. Okay? That's what's going on. I want to first speak to the people of France. I want to apologize on behalf of human beings. Okay? At this point, we should be doing this. Speaking into each other. Like, I know my contribution and my carbon footprint. Okay? Of my own. I utilize the internet. I utilize fluorescent lights. I utilize things. I burn things. I increase the carbon footprint of my own self and on the earth. I apologize for what you have been experiencing. The people of France, the people of Europe, the people of the Americas, the people of the Africas, the people of the Asias. I apologize on behalf of humanity. My heart is with you. I understand that you've lost people. And not only have we lost people, we're still losing people by the day due to the heat. Okay? I want you to understand that the fire itself is not trying to hurt you. This is the accumulation of the demerits that we've been accumulating. So now I ask, if we accumulated these demerits, let's now accumulate merit. Let's cultivate virtuous values and behavior. Let's now readjust our attitudes to that which is pro-life. And speaking on behalf of the fire and speaking on behalf of the heat, I want to also shine a good light on what's going on. Okay? You see, since the sun is at the farthest distance in the summertime, there is something we receive in the summertime that is different from the wintertime, and that is new life. We receive new life as we receive more sun. Why? Because the sun, the light, gives birth to the life within you. It is those seeds that are planted inside you that only require more light. And as you receive natural light, you also going to receive a natural rise. A natural rise from your authentic self. A natural rise in information. This is why you also receive an abundance of energy during the full moon, because not only do we have the sun, but we have the reflection of the sun sending more light onto the earth. Light gives birth to new life. Light shined on the seeds that have been implanted in your mind, implanted in your spirit, implanted in your body, implanted in your blood, implanted in your DNA. This light gives birth to that which was once dormant inside you. So you will change. It was this same light that the ancestors harnessed to build the greatest monuments on earth. It was this light that the ancestors harnessed to come to the greatest ideals of philosophy, health, math, science. It was through this light did the ancients create things we can't create today. It was with this light, this abundance of light, did those people of old now seem alien and supernatural. Mankind have yet to figure out how those people of old created the things that they've created, how they knew how to travel the planets. Okay? Metaphysically and telepathically, to be able to do what and see what microscopes are now able to see. These people hundreds of thousands of years ago already done this. I want us to understand that they not only done this, but they done this under an abundance of light. So yes, things are heating up, but I want us to understand something. Although our bodies have not evolved to receiving this abundance of heat that is increasing the temperature of the earth on an expedited rate, our minds can evolve, our spirits can evolve, and when the mind evolves, the spirit follows and the body follows. You following? When the mind evolves, the spirit follows and the body follows. We can evolve. This is the correlation between the darkest peoples and also the smartest peoples of old. That melanin, that carbon, okay, also came with brilliance. So that brilliance also brought forth good health. And that good health also brought forth longevity, peace, and contentment. We can strive and become the same things. Nothing is new under the sun. Everything repeats itself. But I want us to understand something about evolution. It is a choice. You see, you can climb into the caves of your mind and hide from the sun and hide from the light. Or you can get out there in the light and allow it to permeate your skin, to penetrate your body down to the marrows of who you are, that you may evolve to a different being, that you may come to new thoughts, that you may come to new spirits, that you may even experience new emotions. Do you know the emotions you were introduced to? Do you know that there are even more emotions? Yeah, you have more emotions than just happy, sad, curious, adventurous, corny, and the other one, sleepy, hungry. You have more emotions than these. You can experience other emotions, like universal compassion. Okay? You can experience other emotions, especially with an increased sensitivity. You can evolve back into the person that you were supposed to, that you were born as. You see, true evolution is the de-evolution of man. Y'all heard that? True evolution is the de-evolution of man. Some of us have evolved from our original makeup. This is why when you see people who look futuristic, who are operating from their authentic self, they also look ancient. They also look ancient because true evolution is the de-evolution of original man. You must devolve to evolve. Yeah, this is why we are practicing this is why flip phones are coming back. This is why people are practicing digital fasting. Why? Because we have to devolve from this technology, from a lot of the things that we've been introduced in the last 10 years so we can evolve. Okay? So I want to speak in behalf of the light. I want you to understand that the light is trying to birth something in you. In every birth, there will be pain. With every birth, there will be loss. With new life come the exit of a life. Something must lose its life for you to gain your life. Okay? So, evolution is a choice. The world isn't just heating up for no reason. The universe is offering you the opportunity to join the universe in healing the earth, because healing the earth will also heal the universe. You think the other planets aren't experiencing what we experience? The universe radiates a certain energy. Now, if the universe don't radiate a certain energy, how does Jupiter, how does Mars, how does Venus feel about that? How does the sun feel about this? If it's not also receiving the energy from the earth, as above, so below. Don't you receive the energy from the moon, that is a planet? Energy from Mars, that is a planet? Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, you receive energies from these planets, but also the earth must also give off an energy. Okay? So when the earth healed itself, the universe healed itself, and this healing is shared amongst all sentient beings and on all dimensions and realms. The before life, the afterlife, and the life. Allow this new light to give birth to something in you. Walk in the rays of this new light. Be a part of this transformation of the universe. Be a part of this spiritual evolution. Be a part of the heat. Be a part of the light. Become the light. In certain books, it said, I am my Father, or one. The Father is synonymous with the Son. And be one with the sun. Be one with the heat, which is the benefit of the light. Let the heat resonate with abundance. When you feel warm in the inside, this is an abundant feeling. Okay? Let the light and the heat become one within you. Accept your new body. Okay? As for how we must stay cool, because we must stay cool enough to be able to receive this new information. We must stay cool enough to not be hot-headed, to not allow our emotions to cause us to behave dramatically. We must remain cool. Okay? We'll do this by not only getting around other people. You see, people not going to heat you up. People going to cool you down. It's going to give you a place for the heat to spread. Okay? We need to operate within the safe shadows of each other. We need to have each other backs. That's how we stay cool. The fan only going to work for so much. The air conditioner will only do so much. In fact, the air conditioner, it doesn't cool you down, but it lies to you and convince you that this temperature that you're receiving is real, and it's not. It's 63 degrees in the inside, but it's 105 degrees outside. The air conditioner is convincing you something wrong. That it's okay to not be around the water. That it's okay to not be in nature. You see, that's how you're going to cool yourself down, doing natural things. That's the word I was looking for. Carbon deposits. The earth have carbon deposits that is removing the heat and depositing it within its earth and distributing it in the places that it needs and saving it for those times it's cold. You know, the earth is still an element. It's an element because it can harness life and create life from itself. You can receive from the earth and you can release. Not just the earth, all the elements. You receive and release. So the earth is receiving and distributing what it received amongst the earth chakras, because there are earth chakras. So this means when I am closest to the earth, when I am closest in nature, okay, I can also be given rest. The full rest is for rest. I can also give parts of me rest. Okay? I can cool myself down differently when I'm in nature. On earth and in the water. Get around the water. Natural water. Streams, lakes, oceans, riverbeds. Get in some natural water. Don't just keep going into the pool that is filled with chlorine, because you're drinking through your skin. Your skin is porous and it's receiving. Okay? I'm not saying don't get in the pool, but just don't make that an habitual thing that you do. Let's cool ourselves down. The earth is indeed heating up, and it will get hotter. And as it get hotter, you get wiser. You should be becoming stronger. Okay? Allowing the heat to burn things off of you. The heat is great for releasing. The fire is a releasing energy, a cleansing energy. So this heat is also cleansing the earth. There's only so much wrong you can do in the heat. There's only so much wrong you can do in the heat before you pass out. You finna think more clearly in the heat. You finna make more rational decisions in the heat. I know we always point to the irrationality of certain people when it's warm, but I want us to understand that's not the case all the time. And a lot of times when that is the case, there are other chemicals in use. People aren't just not thinking in their right mind just because people have consumed a lot of things to not be thinking in their right minds. People are off of cut waters. Hennessy. Yeah. People have been smoking. Yeah. People are on things. I wanted to share that so we can have a fairness with our view of people. And so we don't think man is naturally a wicked thing. For the most part, people are good and want good things for people because they want good things for themselves. You have to accept that. For the most part, people are good. Okay? So nevertheless, yes, the world has been heating up because there's a spiritual revolution. And for it to be a heaven, it must be a hell. Before the day gets better, you must go through the storm. Before it gets better, the storm is here. Okay? A lot of us gonna have to go through hell to get to heaven. You already been going through it. Okay? Your turmoil, your adversities, the things you've been through in life, they've been your own hells that you had to go through to get to your heavens. So the earth, as above, so below. What you've went through, the earth has also went through and going through. The earth had to go through a hell before it gets to the other side. Shall you be resilient enough, you'll get to enjoy the abundance of this new energy with the earth. So it's not just hotter, it's brighter. It's not just hotter, it's more light. It's not just hotter. This isn't a global warming just happening on the outside. Okay? But this is also an internal warming happening on the inside. Each and every one of your chakras are getting heated up. Each and every one of your chakras are receiving new energy. As you receive new light at the top of your plant, okay, that light is traveling down your body and going into each and every one of your chakras, entering your bones, entering your spirit, challenging you to evolve or let it go, because in the heat you can't carry too much, right? You get light. Lighter shirts, lighter clothes. You're going to be walking around with lighter skin. You're going to be walking around with a lighter spirit. Some of y'all getting your wings this year. Yeah. Some of the angels. Yeah. Some of the benevolent. Some of those righteous beings on the earth. Yup. Some of the divine masculine and divine feminine. Some of y'all going to be getting your wings on this earth. You're going to get to fly. You're going to get to be lighter. You're going to get to be freer. You're going to get to practice liberation. as it is indeed your right to be liberated. But it's also your obligation to liberate yourself. You can't, 4 hands can't carry no more. It's time to release. 4 hands cannot carry anymore. It is time to release. As we release, it is going to be time to receive. But we first have to release. That's the hell part that you got to go through, the releasing part, because part of your body going to be listening to muscle memory. You want to hold on. Some of you want to hold on to your fears. You want to hold on to those fears. Some of us want to hold on to our anxieties and insecurities. You want to hold on. You're going to go through your hells. You're going to make your hells worse when you are surrounded and approached by your demons that have never left you. Those people, places, things, and bad habits that have never left you. We need to readjust our attitude to life. We need to turn our attention inwardly, and really question, how have we been thinking? What has been our attitude? We need to question our behavior. What has been our internal behavior? What has been our internal relationships with ourselves, and how is it becoming also relationships with other people? You see, the relationship you have with yourself, you also have with others. You're only dealing with reflection. Some of you have been having a lot of frictional relationships with people. Okay? I want you to understand, you also have friction with yourself. Okay? As above, so below. As without, so within. It's easy to just blame what's going on, on people on the outside, but what is going on the inside that is creating the energy on the outside? Energy had to start from somewhere. It had to start from somewhere. And we ain't even going to the conversation of karma and dharma. It had to start from somewhere. Okay? So, nevertheless, it's warmer, it's more light, it's more love, it's more life, but it's also going to be the opposite. It's going to be cold, too. Yup, it's going to be cold. It's going to be some unaliving. It's going to be some losses. Yup, it's going to be some things we got to let go. It's going to be a lot of releasing. These are going to live within the same time. You have to accept that. You're going through a different time. Be careful of what side of the spectrum you give momentum to. Okay? If you haven't done so already, follow me on all streaming platforms. Shout out to my YouTube family. I appreciate you for always being present. Okay? Thank you for commenting. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for keeping those post notifications on. I appreciate you. Okay? And to everybody else on all streaming platforms, you've been doing good as well. Okay? You like these 4 long form videos, make sure you stay on my YouTube. Make sure you looking for my upcoming lives, and make sure you look at my past lives. I promise you the 9 last live shows will change your life. This I promise you, because I came in purpose to do just that. Change your perspective. And when we change our perspective, we change our lives. Okay? Here we enrich ourselves. If you didn't know, rich minds create rich bodies. Okay? That create rich spirits, that create the rich lives we've been asking for. So our slogan is, let's get rich.